Bum, 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 bum. Hey, what's up, guys? It's not Darth Vader or anybody from Star Wars. Stanley King here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Out in the Searchlight Hills today for an incredible ride. Our buddy Genghis brought us out to his ranch and we launched from there. 9 guys. Man, we had a beautiful ride. It's the middle of winter here in Las Vegas. So you guys in Canada or Minnesota, wherever you are, eat your heart out because this is our prime time riding season. It's my buddy Court in front of me there riding a wheelie up the hill. Incredible. I got to say thank you to the miners from at least 100 years ago who laid in all of these trails originally. I don't know, those guys were tough. They were out here in summer, winter, looking for gold or I don't know what other precious metals, but man, they laid in some great trails. And then these got connected together over the years, and the first time I saw these, local guy here, Daryl Fuchs, he brought us out on a ridgeline ride here. That's the Colorado River back there in the background. Such a great view from up here. Searchlight's place where old Harry Reid, that's where he grew up. It's now called Harry Reid International Airport.
Love these ridge lines, Daryl Fuchs Trail. Nobody's been up here for a while. I think we're cutting a new line here.
But I don't know if Harry Reid ever rode dirt bikes, but whatever. We definitely take advantage of these trails. I haven't been out here. I don't think any of us had really been out here in the Searchlight Hills man, we went on a ride out here with Daryl Fuchs probably 6-7 years ago. And I can't remember the last time I ripped these washes. My old buddy Dennis, he cut in some nice trails here, but not this far north. But Big Jimmy, he seemed to know where he was going, and I kept looking at the trail, and I remember Daryl brought us on this incredible loop through all these old mine trails, and I always thought someday I'm going to see that ground again. And here we were, ripping up washes, and I mean, it was nice. Nobody had been out here for a long time, so these trails were pretty virgin again. They were all, the sand was back in place, and nothing was really torn up, but we could still find the trail. That's the nice thing about it being so dry here in Las Vegas. Things kind of get preserved in the desert forever. But we finally got down here, and then we did this deal. This is, we're cutting across the valley here south of Searchlight. And then we cut up and we did what we call Big Jimmy's Hill Climb. We cut off this guy, and I mean this trail, we're going pretty quick. A lot of rocks, a lot of cactus, not super easy. But man, when I saw this here, I kind of sniffed it out, and I knew where we were going. Big Jimmy went up one trail, and I went up another, and I just all of a sudden I found the trail. I knew exactly where I was. There it is. See that? Went from a ribbon, nothing, to all of a sudden I'm on the main trail. And this fed up through this. There's Jimmy going on his trail. I'm going to take mine here. But this fed up right up towards that lava kind of peak there. And here it is. This thing is a rocky son of a nutcracker. Usually on this one, everybody gets stuck and rototills the hill, and it's tough, really, really tough. But after the rains, everything had kind of laid back into place. And man, I just got on the gas, got on the back of my seat, and I rode this sucker out. I mean, I've been on this hill numerous times where my heart rate has been far higher than it should be, way above 180 or whatever, and you're just up there having a come to Jesus moment. But man, it's a stout hill climb for sure. The GoPros never do these kind of hills justice. There's Big Jimmy, and he's on a 501 there, and he's a hell of a rider. And this thing got him for a second there. He got right out of it though. I think he had to get his heart rate down from 205 to 170 as he was able to ride it out. And here comes Court on a Beta 300 two-stroke. Man, he just ripped right up the hill. He was watching Jimmy there make a little dust and kind of a smoke screen for him as he came up. I thought these guys were going to hit each other. Look at that. They didn't. It's my old buddy James. And then we jump back down into these washes. Just cruising. It's really, really neat because as you go through these, you know, you go out of the wash and then you go up these little trails and you really see the ribbon of what was a mine trail. These Searchlight Hills are loaded with old mine shafts, mines everywhere. I guess these guys, they went back in and then they had to bring all the ore out or something, but man, they really put together an extensive network of trails. I mean, that was kind of forward thinking of them to think someday some guy's going to be on a KTM 300 out here, just be able to rip right up the hill. And right here, when I get to the top, I run into a mine trail again. It's just crazy. Yeah, really cool, all of the kind of hidden history we have here in Las Vegas. You forget sometimes that guys were out here with no air conditioning, you know, no heat. Young guys working in these mines, eating salted pork. And, you know, when I'm out here like this, I always think, how did they get their water? I mean, they had to carry it all in. I don't think they were drinking a lot of water every day. I got my Camelback, always drinking 3 liters. I've got my electrolytes. Man, those poor guys 100 and some odd years ago. Wow, that must have been rough. Well, at least they had the same views, so that was cool. Yeah, Genghis, he rounded us up and got us all together and got us headed out. And, man, just look at this. These ridgetop trails. I know I think Daryl was really the one who rediscovered them. Maybe some guy showed them to him. Maybe it was his old man. I don't know. But the views up here are spectacular. We even got to do a little free ranging here on these old hills. And you keep running into the old mine shafts and mine trails. You got to be really careful because there are open mine shafts out here. Some of them they filled in, but what great hill climbs. We did hill climb after hill climb after hill climb, and then the descents, they were no joke either. Every time you go down, you're like, wow, crazy. You drop in and then zoop, right back up. It's amazing how fast you gain elevation too. We can get up 400, 500, 600 feet within seconds. You know, it's like you have the speed, you definitely get the traction. Look at that, how fast that guy's going up. I think that's Court there in the front. And then the dude right behind him just followed him right up. That was a very stout hill climb because it has that little ledge up there towards the top. Just blew me away. I had to cut this ridge over to the right. It was kind of, I don't know, like a little side deal, and I just used it. See that? Like a NASCAR turn, all left, all the way up. I just was able to pick up so much speed going up this hill. And again, these GoPros, they never really show how steep that is, but it was cool. You know, a couple guys got stuck here and there, but for the most part, you know, we don't care. We're just like, we'll go back down and do it again. It's just even more fun. Look at that one. That's crazy. I watched him do that and I thought, I got to hit that too. And here we go, just straight up. I've got a moose bib on the back of my bike, and I think right now it's just about getting almost worn out. It's probably at like 5-6 pounds is what it's like. See these, look at these mine trails. These are so cool. These guys were walking around with donkeys and carts and stuff back in the day. And today we still have donkeys roaming all over southern Nevada. I know they're all over Nevada. People always wonder where those donkeys come from. And basically, when they shut the mines down, they didn't know what to do with the donkeys, so they just let them wander. And I guess the miners realize they'll be fine. And honestly, it's like when I see the donkeys out here, it's like Club Med for them. They love it. They have lots to eat, and somehow they're able to find the watering holes, or maybe they get their water from the plants. I don't know, but I'm always amazed to see those donkeys out here. But yeah, so here towards the end of the ride, Genghis brought us up this really cool hill climb, and then we came down. And then I had to do this slalom course. I dropped down into this canyon. The only thing I could call it is, you know, this is kind of like Satan's golf course or Satan's slalom. All of those cactus right there have like a bazillion hypodermic needles on them. And I was really trying to lift my legs and, you know, try not to get them into me. But when I got done at this ride, I had cactus all stuck in my leg. I had to pull it all out in my arms. And you never really notice you have it there until you kind of shower up afterwards and you're like, ow. And you just, whoop, you got to pop them out. And crazy. I'm sure I still have a whole bunch embedded in my arms and legs that I wasn't able to get out. But getting used to it. After years of riding here in Vegas, you definitely get some cactus and cuts on your arms. But, you know, again, we don't have trees, so the biggest tree we have is the yucca or the Joshua tree. And this Joshua tree forest right here, this was so cool to people to go through and find these old ribbons of trails. And again, it's like a lot of this area, I don't know if you can see it, but we could see it. There's old mine trails and old donkey trails all through the hills everywhere. It's just amazing. And it's like, you know, again, here's another one, you know, and then it becomes a single track and guys ride on it. But you see hardly anybody out here at all. It's very rare that you see other guys riding dirt bikes. And when you go out, you know, sometimes like a lot of this area, we hadn't been out here for, I think I calculated it was 8 years. And yeah, luckily, you know, Big Jimmy, he's got such a good sense of direction. He was able to sniff out the old trail and pick it up again. Well, guys, this kind of finishes up the video. So if you like this kind of content, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I put out a video probably once a week, and I try to mix it up as much as possible. Sometimes they're here in Vegas, sometimes in Guatemala, sometimes Utah, Idaho, California, you name it. Sometimes they're travel videos, but man, I just love riding the dirt bike. I think I did 3 rides this week because the weather's been so nice and the ground's been so wet from the recent rains we had. It's just the ground is so tacky and just beautiful. I mean, I don't care if I ride in summer or winter or whatever. I just love to ride. But definitely having the wet ground and seeing the cactus like this, is for us, this is just lush to see the cactus just green and beautiful. So much fun just to ride through and head back to the barn, so to speak. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you out on the trail, hopefully, and, you know, hopefully this gives you a nice look at Las Vegas. And again, this is Searchlight Hills. Such a cool place. So much history here, and done a lot of riding here through the years. Hadn't been here in a while, and so good to be back. All right, guys, take it easy.